Time for 49ers Rush Podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
What is going on, faithful? It is absolutely incredible to be with you today as we prepare for what some franchises would deem a top 5 game all time for them, and that is the NFC Championship game. You got the number 1 versus number 2 seed and the Philadelphia Eagles and San Francisco 49ers. And I've got so many notes. You know, every single week we do our kind of behind the scenes scouting report preview predictions. That's not what this is. There's just, I want to cover this game in its entirety from every angle, every facet that I could come up with and that you guys can come up with. A lot of the stuff that we're going to be going through today is emails, you know, DMs on Twitter, Patreon members asking questions. And we're such an educated fan base that dealing with the national media, whether that be ESPN or NFL Network or whatever, like, you don't get any of this. You know, I was on the ski trip last weekend with my coaching buddies, and so the channel, we just kept on ESPN the whole week, and it was just trash. It was trash. It was awful. They didn't cover anything on the 49ers. I was at the gym today working out, and the TVs are all on, you know, ESPN. They didn't cover anything about the 49ers. And so that's our job. That's what we're here to do. We are here to educate you about the actual game, perhaps dispel some narratives or cheap commentary tricks from people that don't even actually watch football. But whatever. That's what we got today. Now, I'm flying solo currently. So if you guys got something that you want to throw up in the chat, please go ahead and tag me so that I can see it. Love all the hashtag CCs, the countdown crew coming in clutch. What's up, Dan? I freaking love it. Now, let's update just a couple of things with practices that took place today. No practice. Jimmy Garoppolo continues to not practice. Does not look like this week will be with him live in the game. Shout out Big Papa and Daryl, our subscribers on YouTube. I freaking love it, man. And so if you've subscribed, that's great. These are our members that do just a little bit extra to support the show. And so I just want to say thank you. Brock Purdy season says 262, baby. That's right. That's what he was picked. Sticking with it. Now, Jimmy did practice. Looks like if he is going to play, that's going to be Super Bowl only. So we can hope that that takes place. What's up, Matt? Glad to see you here, man. I love it. Now, a couple other people were surprises to the practice report. No practice, but really not anything big. CMC with his calf contusion. We saw that coming. Debo with his ankle. He had some ankle soreness, but if you saw the videos, he's out there dancing and having a blast. He's fine. Elijah Mitchell with his groin. It's just resting those guys. They know the playbook. It's not even an issue. What's up, Grand Ace? And I love it, man. Troy, he says, John, let's win. Nobody is picking us. It's hilarious to me, man. East Coast bias is a real thing, and just let them keep picking the other team. Don't care. Don't care. Those so-called quote-unquote experts, I ain't worried about it. Not even a little bit. What's up, Coach Cruz? What's up, Thomas? Glad to see you guys here. Mike and Kim, what's up, man? I'm loving this. Loving this. Jay Korn says, appreciate your content, brother. Keep hustling. God bless America. God bless us. There we go. I love it. Get them all in there, baby. Get them all. Now, so I'm not worried about CMC and his calf. He played through it. I'm not worried about Debo and his ankle. He played through it and was dancing like crazy, having a good time out there. Not worried about Elijah Mitchell and his groin. He played through it. Not an issue. Now, limited, in this one, Ambry Thomas is back to limited, which is awesome. The cornerback depth is a great thing, not a bad thing. And, you know, if you remember, somebody posted a clip of, you know, A.J. Brown basically just dominating the 49ers defense last year when he was with Tennessee. That was Christmas Eve game. And, you know, I went back in that game. It's a different secondary. We have 4 out of 5 new secondary members. Huff wasn't out there. Tyshawn Gibson wasn't even on the team. Demo wasn't starting. Charvarius Ward wasn't out there. The only player that was a mainstay back from that game was Jimmy Ward, and now he's playing a different position. So I ain't even Is A.J. Brown amazing? Sure. However, Ambry Thomas was a starter for us last year. Now he's not even the backup corner. He's second in line as a backup behind Samuel Womack. So, it's just one of those things. And Charles Omenihu, which, I made my stance very well known yesterday, and I appreciate all the emails, whether positive, agreeing, or negative, disagreeing. I love the discourse, and that's what this show's about. Not so much me fighting you for your take or you fighting me for my take. That's not who we are here. We are a passionate fan base that wants to increase our fan experience, and disagreements are a good thing, not a bad thing. Disagreements are a great thing, in fact. But I will allow Kyle Shanahan to talk about what he said today regarding Charles Omenihu and the domestic violence arrest that he went through.
Well, we've looked into for the last 24 hours or 48 hours, not necessarily myself, but other people. We feel very good letting the legal process take care of itself, and don't feel we should kick him off our team at this time.
Don't feel we should kick him off our team at this time. And so you've got a couple things there. One, they're going to let him play if he's healthy. Whatever they got, we don't. I don't know. I don't like it. I wish they deactivate him for this week, but whatever. It basically said, hey, if they find anything, you're getting kicked off the team. Now, he's going to be a free agent next year, cost himself millions and millions of dollars with this move. But again, I don't want to jump into all of that. I want to focus on the matchup as much as possible. Now, if you want to know my take on Charles Omenihu, the very last podcast that we did, you go back, it's the first 10 minutes. You can live through that and yell at me and cuss at me and my grandparents or whatever you want. That's cool. That's more than welcome. The Recovery, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the super chat. I love it. He says, most national media thinks the Niners have no chance. Guess the Niners shouldn't even show up, huh, John? You're exactly right. It's crazy to me. I understand the narrative because when Brock Purdy first started dominating, right? What was my take, right? So I have to come on this show with you guys live, and I have to assess Brock Purdy on one game. Coming in off the bench against Miami, which I was there, and I was just flabbergasted. Holy cow, that was amazing. Then the next game, wow, that was really, really good. Then the next game, oh my God, that was better. Then the next game, oh my God, that was better. It's hard to quantify. It's hard to put labels on what we're seeing from number 13 because it's never, ever happened in the history of the NFL to this point. The dude's only played 8 games. That's it. 7 starts, 8 games. That's it. And everybody wants to go out there and say, oh, Jalen Hurts is amazing, which he is. That's not an incorrect evaluation. Jalen Hurts is probably the runner-up for MVP this year. Definitely top 3. But just because that is true, that has no bearing on what number 13 Brock Purdy has done, is doing, will do. So this is a problem. And whenever you're watching, Tom Brady versus Brock Purdy, Jalen Hurts versus Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott versus Brock. No, it's not. Those two cats are never on the field at the same time. One of them's sitting down, the other one's playing. Then they swap. They're not playing against each other. So we like to make those comparisons. And the national media, just like you said, is giving everything to Jalen Hurts, and rightfully so. However, all right, let's play this game. Let's play this game. The last 7 starts, which happened to be Brock Purdy's first 7 starts of his entire career, wins. Guess what? They're both 7-0. Pass yards per game. Jalen Hurts, 234. Brock Purdy, 234.9. I'll take that 9/10 of a yard. Completion percentage, 64.8 for Hurts, 66.7 for Brock Purdy. Pass to touchdown interception ratio, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for Hurts, 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Purdy. Passer rating, 96.8 for Hurts, 116 for Purdy. Pass plus rush touchdowns, and this is the only edge. Jalen Hurts, 17, Brock Purdy, 16. So if you want to play the whole, Jalen Hurts was a 2nd-round pick, Brock Purdy's a 7th-round pick, talent evaluators, blah, 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 blah. Sure, you play that game all you want. But you cannot dismiss what this guy has done, talking about number 13, just because he's only played 7 games, or just because your draft evaluation, which I fall into this category, was way off. I was off. When we drafted Brock Purdy, I said camp on. I said I doubt he makes the active roster. Boy, was I wrong. And that's okay. It's okay to be wrong. The draft is a mess. If you're right 50% of the time, then you're pretty damn good at what you do. The problem is with, clowns like Chris Sims and, Florio and different people out there is they hold on to these takes, whatever take it was about Trey Lance or Jimmy Garoppolo or Mac Jones or Brock Purdy. And instead of changing your opinion when new facts and new evidence come in, which is the definition of education, they bolster and attack, right? Oh, I don't want people to think I was wrong on Kellen Mond. Therefore, Trey Lance must suck, right? That's Chris Sims in a nutshell. And I'm a Longhorn. I can't stand that cat. Can't stand him. But not that I'm using them as microcosms, right, of the entire national media because they're pumping them. They're not pumping content. They're not pumping education. They're not trying to increase your fan experience. They're pumping clicks. Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, they're pumping clicks. They want you to get pissed off and angry so that you click more because that's what gets them paid. That their goal is not to help you have a better time. Their goal is not to help you understand football. Their goal is not to help you be a better 49ers fan. That's not what it is at all. Their goal is to piss you off. And sadly, it works in our society. But then we got these little niches, which is why I love everything that we got going on here, because that's not what we're doing. I've met with like marketers and, people that like sponsorships and all this stuff. And they always ask this question, like, what is it about you that separates you from all the other? I think there's like 40 plus 49ers channels, which is a great thing. I love that. I wish there was 100. And I say, look, I'm not viral. I don't want to be a viral guy. That's not what I want to do at all. What I want to do is build a community. I want to educate people to understand football better. And I want people to have a better time whenever the 49ers play than if they didn't watch this show. That's what I want to do. And I feel like we're doing that. We're approaching episode 800, I think, pretty close. We should hit it before the Super Bowl. But like, you know what I mean? Like, so again, I say this all the time. What are people selling? What is it they're trying to get? You know what I mean? I want you to watch and hang out and participate. That's what I want. Other ones, maybe not. And, I love 49ers Rush as a healthy, joyful atmosphere for all opinions. I freaking love it. As long as you're not attacking other people, I don't want that. I want to do a family-friendly show. That's important to me because I remember I became a fan at 9 years old and like I wanted to, like I could not get 49ers content to save my life growing up in Dallas. And so, yeah, that's what I want. I appreciate you, Melissa. Thank you for the comment. Big Papa. He says, Shanahan and Lynch have built up some credibility I trust. Ooh, that's really good. Going to the O'Menahue thing. Again, you have to put it all. Go back to the you go back to the Harbaugh years. Those were some tough times. And we won a lot, and I love Harbaugh. But, man, it seemed like this was happening. It was like every other month you had somebody that was dealing with issues like this. Whether it was Alden or, your fullback that you had, it just kept going on. And so it's different under this era. And I like that. I like that. And so, Slick, I appreciate you, man. When at any means necessary, facts, details aren't out. They're not. And again, I don't know what happened there, but what I'm saying is the 3 core tenets of the 49ers when you walk into the locker room, and one of those is protect the team. You got to do that. And so I like that. I like that a lot. But you know what else I like? I like you guys. So anyway, there we go. Philip says, #CC, hard to pin down a moving target. There you go. You're exactly right because the national media is changing everything. They're changing everything. Well, it's Brock Purdy. How can he play against a good defense? Okay, well, how can Brock Purdy play in the playoffs? Well, okay, how can Brock Purdy play on the road in the playoffs? Well, okay, how can Brock Purdy play against a top 2 defense on a Saturday, Sunday that's followed on the 3rd weekend of a calendar? We ain't seen it yet. Keep moving that damn goalpost. Keep doing it. I love it. Sin, what's up, Sin? Madden also giving everything to Jalen Hurts as well. And yeah, you know what? Can he throw the ball further? Is he bigger, stronger? Is he faster? Yes. but you can't measure this up here. You can't do it. And that's why Brock Purdy, has had so much success. That's the thing. That's the crazy thing. And that's what makes me happy, right? Because you can't quantify this. You can't. I love it. Now, one thing we can't quantify is how much money we've made betting this year. Good gosh. I think quintupled. Is that 5 times what we started with? And, I want to talk some NFL awards because we're going to be getting paid there too. So if you haven't bet with us yet, Bet US, absolutely incredible. Here you go. Excited to announce our new betting partner, Bet US. They have the simplest platform that I've experienced, and it's very easy to get in. They have their props up all the time. All you got to do is use the link in the description of this video and or podcast, whatever you're watching or listening. That's going to take you there. You get a 125% sign-up bonus whenever you deposit at least $50. You get a 100% match on all your sports betting and a 25% free bet on casino betting. They've got everything you need, whatever sport it is, basketball, football, baseball, whatever. Futures, they've got so much stuff up on. It is so fun. We've been betting here for a while. We've done very, very well. So if you want to bet with us, head over to BetUS, but make sure you use the link in this description so that you get that bonus and it helps out the show. Fast, easy payouts. Customer service is great. First time I deposited with them, I called just to see how it would go. Talked to a human in less than 10 seconds. It was simple. So check it out. Link in the description of this video. Bet with us at BetUS. Dude, I love it, man. Nothing but love for you too, Slick. Love it, man. Appreciate it. So we're going to have our bets of the week. And again, at the playoff times, I usually kind of buckle down a little bit, especially when we're so far ahead. It's easy to go out there and just bet a whole bunch of props. I like to pick the ones I feel very, very confident in because we've made such an awesome bankroll all year long. I don't want to give it back. These are great teams, and they pull out all the stops, and you see things you don't see. Now, here's the thing, and I've got this question. Let's see here. Let's jump down here. I got this question from Lewis on Patreon. Shout out to Lewis, man. Awesome dude. He says, how similar is this Eagles team to the Eagles team the 49ers beat in week 2 last year? So week 2 last year, 49ers traveled to Philly. We're at the link. I was there. I got punched and tackled. So if you go to the game, protect yourself. But that's okay, man. You bring it on. If you know me at games, I ain't changing who I am. I paid for that ticket just like you. Let's go. So the teams are drastically different. So I went through their starting roster with the current starting rosters for both squads. Okay. Both Eagles and 49ers, head and shoulders above where they were last year. So just starters that were added by the Eagles this year. AJ Brown, he's the biggest one. CJ Johnson, Charlie Garner-Johnson, who they traded for from the Saints. Awesome. James Bradbury, interception machine corner, picked up. The Giants cut him. The Eagles picked him up, and he picked him off at the end of their year, which is awesome. Hassan Reddick, good gosh, second in the NFL in sacks, 16 from Philly. Outside of that, pretty much the same. There's not a lot of – they lost a couple guys, but those are kind of the big ones. Traded Zach Ertz, right? We had to play against him twice last year. That was a big one. But Dallas Goedert, I've been saying since the second year he started playing, that dude's better than Zach Ertz. But, okay, let's flip it. The 49ers, what have they added since week 2 last year against the Eagles? In game we won, CMC, Brock Purdy, Charvarius Ward, Aaron Banks, Burford, Brindle, Hufanga, Gibson, Demo. Come on, man. Come on. Let's go. Let's go, right? Because you got to put it all in there. So, yeah, they got better. The Eagles got a lot better. So did the Niners. What's up? The recovery at it again, man. Appreciate your generosity, brother. He says, Eagles fans sounding really confident. Might be worse than Cowboys fans. Niners are going to come in pissed off. I love the quiet confidence. Philly go to Philly, And, I'm one of those people that I really respect confidence. I really, really do. And I'm a talker. Like me and my buddies, whether it's whenever I was playing or if I'm hanging out with my coaching buddies or my friends, fantasy football, I am talking the most trash. Like y'all know me as a nice guy on here. I'm flat out annoying on the regular. You want to play pickup basketball against me? I'm going to talk trash the whole time. I suck at basketball. I don't care. It's just who I am, right? So I like confidence. But Nick Sirianni rubs me the wrong way. I can't stand that dude. I don't like him at all. I can't stand that dude. And we were on the Patreon bonus show earlier today at 1, and I made a joke, and I probably shouldn't make it, but I'm gonna make it again. I feel like he's like one of those guys, and I'm gonna rub somebody the wrong way here. I feel like he's like one of those guys that has like a tribal arm tattoo. You know what I mean? Or like barbed wire. He's just not that that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying it's a thing. And I feel like Nick Sirianni, he's got a barbed wire tattoo somewhere. I'm just I'm just saying around the bicep or something. It's just what it is. But yeah, they're a cocky team, and they probably deserve the right to do that. They were 14-3, number 1 seed. Incredible. They're incredible. But what was interesting, all 3 teams they lost to, 49ers beat, right? Right? I mean, come on. Saints beat them easily, shut them out, actually. Commanders beat them. Cowboys beat them. Now you can say, well, the Saints and the Cowboys, they had their backup quarterback in. Well, guess what? Saints, we had our backup quarterback in. Cowboys, we had our 3rd string quarterback in. So again, I just throwing that out there. You know what I'm saying? Just throwing that out there. Yeah. Oh, right here, Nomad just saying Niners versus Bengals would be awesome. Throwback to the Montana days. Dude, you don't got to tell me about that. That is my wheelhouse. If you guys watched my reaction show, I was wearing the Super Bowl 16 beanie. And yeah, I'm with you right there, man. I'm with you completely there. Nomad, thank you so much for the super sticker. I love it. I love it. Man, the chat is just freaking on fire. I got so many notes, guys. You guys aren't going to let me give it through notes. Now, keep it coming, please. This is some quality freaking interaction because you guys are freaking fire. It ain't me. It's you guys. Y'all are on fire. Keep them coming. I'm going to try to get to as many as I can and also balance my notes. Now, the NFL released a list of its honors. It's 5 out of, there's 8 categories. The Niners got nominated in 5 out of 8. The 3 categories they did not get nominated: MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and Defensive Rookie of the Year. Those are the 3 we did not get. Well, which 5 did we get? Shanahan, Coach of the Year. Good gosh. Nobody's done this with a 3rd string quarterback ever. Nobody's done this with a 7th round rookie quarterback ever. I mean, this is different. And the fact that he's done it with 3 quarterbacks successfully, impressive. Bosa, that's a lock. Defensive Player of the Year. We are going to get paid handsomely, which I'm super excited. I hope you guys were betting with us before the year. I kept putting in. I was putting in like $10 every week for like 6 weeks straight. And it's going to come back on us. I'm excited. Purdy even got nominated for Rookie of the Year. I doubt he wins it, but he only had six games in the regular season. But hey, I'm glad that he got nominated. That's awesome. CMC Comeback Player of the Year, which he should win. But they love quarterbacks. That's just what it is. And so Saquon Barkley, CMC, Geno Smith are the 3 nominees there. It's probably going to go to Geno, but CMC has been incredible. I mean, just absolutely just amazing. And D'Amico Ryans nominated for Assistant Coach of the Year. So just great job there, man. So it's a testament to how great this team is. And it's not just the players. You've got the Coach of the Year. You've got the Assistant of the Year. You got a Comeback Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year. I mean, good gosh. It's a testament to the 49ers, what they did. They were 3-4. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember Fire Shanahan? Man, you gotta be kidding me. I know you guys ain't them, but that's okay. Shot J says, subscribe, Patreon. Offensive breakdown, all 22. Yeah, we've got every single offensive snap up, starting the defensive breakdown tomorrow. And again, I'm just throwing this out there for Patreon. We are the first creators to create this with Patreon, a free 7-day free. It's absolutely a 7-day trial. So you go sign up right now. I'm telling you, if you haven't done Patreon, go sign up right now. Free 7 days. Just binge all the film you can, and then you can cancel and don't worry about it. But if you like what we're doing, stay, support the show. Patreon's how I feed my family. So if you have the question of, man, how do we support you? That's a question I get a lot. Patreon is the number one way. And there's all kinds of different tiers from $1 all the way up to $20 and hangouts and all that kind of stuff and extra episodes and whatever. So it's free. 7 days. Just Google 49ers and Patreon or go to patreon.com/49ers Rush. Go check it out. As soon as you sign up, you get all the content. As soon as you sign up, you don't have to wait. It's all there. So go check it out. Also, I mentioned last episode that we were going to do a Zoom hangout this weekend. We're not. We're going to postpone that to next weekend, Pro Bowl weekend. I had a meeting with the Brain Trust, and they said, you know what, let's wait because it's going to be 2 long weeks till the Super Bowl. And so we're going to do that. But we will be doing our, what's it called? Our virtual tailgate hangout like we did last week, which was an absolute blast. Had a blast. So stay tuned. I'll be posting the links for that. We'll be getting together virtually about 15 minutes before the game and doing the first quarter together, drinks and drinking games and hanging out. It was a really good time, man. Everybody that came said they had a blast. So we'll be doing that again. Now, a couple other things. Justin, thank you, man. He says, heck of a job, John. I've listened to many different 49ers podcasts. You're the best, man. There's lots of them. And my whole thing is everybody find your flavor. Jump around, try some new stuff, especially during this time. This is a special time to be a Niners fan. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, find what fits you and come back. We appreciate the support and thank you for the kind words. But we just want you to participate, baby. Smoking Niner guy, what's up, man? He says, yes, I caught a live show. I'm a Niner fan from Philly. All my friends walking around like the game over already. The underestimation is real, which will make the victory sweeter. What's up from Okinawa? Man, Kenneth, you are the best there is, my friend. Thank you for your service. And you know what? Let me just say this, okay? I'm going to go off on a little Philly rant briefly. I love Philly. I like that city. I really, really do. Again, I like saltiness. They're as salty as they get. But when the hero of your city is a made-up character that is an underdog story and Rocky Balboa, not a real person, maybe you should kind of pay attention to your fake statues for fake characters in real life and listen. Like, that's the thing. Like, Philly should not be the ones pounding their chest. The 49ers have been here in 3 out of 4 years. Now, Philly won the Super Bowl 5 years ago, but we went through and counted all of the starters that were on that Super Bowl roster that are back. 5. That's 5 years ago. There's only 5 starters left out of 22. 5. That's it. So there's some carryover for sure. I'm not trying to belittle those 5 starters. They're great starters. But, like, come on, guys. Come on, man. Like, Philly's explosive. That's great. But you don't lose games, to the Cowboys and the Saints this month, all in January. Come on now. Oh, you blew out the Giants in back-to-back games? You didn't even really blow them out. You beat them 22-16 in a must-win game, week 18 to keep the 1 seed. That's not a blowout. You blew them out last week. I'll give you credit. But wasn't everybody saying the same thing about the Dallas Cowboys blowing out Tampa Bay? Oh, that's playoff football. They're ready to go. Really? How'd that go? I'm just saying. I don't know, man. And Steven, what's up, Steven? So glad to see you and your family, man. He says, everyone thinks the Niners are going to lose. It's like they forgot the Niners beat Philly last year with Jimmy G, Hasty, Trey Sermon. Oh, that's when Trey Sermon got that awful hit. That was scary. Josh Norman, Trenton Cannon. Come on, man. Big upgrade since then. Thank you, Steven. They upgraded the Eagles. But come on, man. We upgraded as well. Don't do that. Josh, the man, the myth, the legend. Love this dude. Got to give credit to Brock for beating out Sudfeld, even though he had millions guaranteed, and he did it with limited reps. I was against him the whole time. Again, I'm sticking with it. Wrong. That's a Charlie Murphy. Wrong. I was wrong. I was so wrong on Brock Purdy, and I love that I'm wrong. Wrong's not a bad thing. Continuing to be wrong, that is a bad thing, right? So being wrong, okay, that's fine. Fool me once, right? Shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm fooling myself. If I was one of the guys that was still out there just talking, trash on Brock Purdy and Trey Lance and how great Jimmy Garoppolo is, which he is great, but you don't continue down that path, where's that path go? Again, what are we doing here? We're trying to have a good time. That's what football's about, baby. Come on. I love you guys. Sorry. Y'all going to get a rant out of me before this day's over. Bobo, thank you for the gift, man. He says, if you're an Eagle coach, what would you do to win? Offensively, this has been my stance for a very, very long time. If you want to beat the 49ers defense, you have to throw it deep outside the numbers. Sadly, Eagles are pretty damn good at that. Really good at that. Second, you got to continue to run even when you're not getting yards. So if you're only getting 2 to 3 yards per rush attempt, you got to continue to run against the Niners defense. Run, 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 deep, deep, deep. That's what I would do that way. Defensively, I think the Cowboys had a pretty good setup. Their talent was great. Just didn't work out too well. They never capitalized on any things. You got to get the ball to bounce your way. This 49ers offense is unreal. And you could be like, well, they didn't only score 19 points. You're right, but they don't make mistakes. That was the thing about Jimmy G that was so infuriating for so long, right? Because the one-play drive turnovers, which happened repeatedly through all of his years here, it was just mistake riddled, right? That's what makes Brock, right? Go back to this. What is it that makes this dude so special? In his 7 starts, first 7 ever, 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. 2. He doesn't fumble. He protects the ball. And so, you know how hard it is to beat a good football team that does not make mistakes? Well, it turns out 12 damn games in a row hard, right? And so you see those things and it's just like, gosh, it's just so hard. It's just so hard to beat a team like this. You've got to have Ray McLeod fumble. You've got to have punts blocked. You've got to have, whatever. And again, you look at the game, the Cowboys game, we dropped a pick 6 at the end of the game. We dropped a pick 6. Game was close. Was it? Still beat him by 7. Just saying. Shache, my man. He says, yo, no, it's Guapo. Like, subscribe, Patreon. Thank you for the gift, man. I love it. Josh says, when will defensive film be going up on Patreon? It's going up tomorrow, the first half. Now, I got to be real. I've been traveling so much. I haven't really talked about this yet. I'm like, I went a little too hard. I'm just going to be honest. We were traveling 5 out of 6 weeks, the past 6 weeks for all the events and all that stuff, which was awesome. And I loved it. And, we were planning on trying to set up a trip to Philly. And I just got to the point where it's like, man, I need to stay home with my family a little bit because even whenever I'm traveling on both ends of the weekend, I put out 14 videos a week. 14 videos a week. If you count all the Patreon, all on here, it's a lot. And so I was shrinking that into 4 days because I was flying so much. It was just killing me. So this week I'm pacing myself. Everything's going to be out. But I'm not traveling this weekend. And I want to say shout out to all the people that are going. If y'all know of any parties or tailgates, just message me. I want to share that to help the community, even though I'm not going to be there. I know Wayne's going. I know Nick's going. I know Vicky's going. The life and heartbeat of the 49ers Rush road trip, but I'm not going to be there. My wife's been sick lately. I want to stay home with my family. And actually, I got to add this too. I want to plan the best Super Bowl party that exists. I'm planning on the 49ers to win. I'm planning on the 49ers to win this game, and I'm going to Arizona. Already bought my flights, already bought my Airbnb. Like, I'm going there, and I'm throwing freaking parties all week and having the time of my damn life with y'all and creating an amazing atmosphere to celebrate this team. So that's what's up. So having said all that, I'm not rushing through film this week. I'm trying to take time and enjoy it. And so we'll have the first half defensive breakdown up tomorrow, and we'll space it out day by day. So that's when that's going to be coming out. But we'll get it all to you. We've never missed in 2.5 years. We have never missed a play, baby. And I'm proud of that. That's hard to do. It's hard to do sometimes. There have been a few times where I'm like, man, I'm just not going to do it. Nah, I got to do it. Philip, thank you for the gift, man. It was awesome hanging out earlier on the Patreon only bonus show. If you missed that, that's up. Just go on Patreon. You just click that Steve Young tier and up. You can go back through and watch that. We had a great time. He said it was fun watching the 49ers prove you don't have to be bad to be good, even in football. Ooh, it means a lot to be able to buy 49ers stuff and give it to my kids and watch them wear it with pride. Could you imagine being a Chiefs fan? Could you imagine being a Chiefs fan and watching your kids wear Tyreek Hill and Frank Clark and Kareem Hunt? Ugh. Or a Dallas Cowboys fan? Good God. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Seeing kids running around wearing that stuff. That's awful. That's your hero? All right. Now, speaking of looking good and buying things for my kids, y'all want to look good? Oh, look at this, baby. Look at this freaking shirt. A CMC custom NFL Blitz shirt? Are you kidding me? Only at Homage. Excited to announce a new partnership for all of your 49ers swag. Homage.com. You can use the link in the description of this video or podcast, whatever you're listening or watching to. HOMAGE.com. And not only do they have all of your 49ers gear, hoodies, t-shirts, all that stuff, if you use our promo code 49ERS, guess what? You get 15% off your entire order. You remember NFL Blitz, the video game? Get Debo decked out in the Blitz gear. They've got hoodies, they've got jackets, they've got the old NBA Jam logos for Steve Young and Jerry Rice with all the attributes on there. I wear Homage t-shirts all the time, and if I'm ever around Niners fans, I get the most comments. It's absolutely incredible. So check it out. And if you're just wanting to get somebody for something that's not a Niners fan, they've got other team pages too, pop culture, all kinds of stuff. Check it out. Homage.com. Use promo code 49ers for 15% off your purchase. Go check it out. 15% off, baby. And help the show out and look good. It's comfortable clothes, man. Now, I do have to tell you, you're not going to look as good as me. I'm sorry. That just don't come with the territory. I know I'm beautiful. So I know somebody's laughing right now. Please. You can't laugh at yourself. Then come on, man. What are you doing here? Shout out to the man. Oh, Coach Cruz, the best in the business. He says, I've got you on in my hoodie while I throw. I love it. While I throw batting practice. Keep grinding, brother. Coach Cruz, the best there is, man. Family man. Great coach. Just great dude. I love it. Tell him keep those elbows in. I don't know. I'm not a baseball player. I was terrible at baseball. I played catcher at third base, but I just wanted to hit people. And so whenever I played football, I was done. And then I started playing basketball, and I played basketball like I played football. I'm short. I'm not very tall. And so I was the bruiser. But I like rugby, MMA, boxing, football. That was my stuff. I just want to hit people all the time. But I respect the baseball players. Thank you, Coach Cruz. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate all the support. Oh, what's up? We got another good one right here. Peanut Jeff. I got a question I want to go through that you came up with. He says, Sly Stallone didn't even actually climb those steps in Rocky. Just saying. Now, I do want to say, I love this, by the way. And Jeff he messaged me on Patreon, and I love this because that catch that Kittle made changed everything. It changed everything. So let's listen to Kyle Shanahan just talk about how great of a catch that was from George Kittle.
Explosives can jumpstart you better than anything, and he definitely wasn't the primary on that, and they defended the play very well, and Brock came back to the inside, and Kittle just saw an opening and went down there, and Brock let it rip, and hell of a job seeing him in that spot, and then Kittle had made a hell of a catch, just like his first one of the game too.
And so there's been a lot of that. Now, shout out to Jeff. He messaged me. He's like, dude, I would call it that the improbable bobble, the catch by Kittle, which was the only touchdown of the whole game for the 49ers. It was on that play. Now, Cowboys fans are pissed off. Well, Cowboy fans is going to be pissed off because their life sucks because they have a terrible owner, and they're not going to win anything as long as he is around, period. That's all there is to it. But they're upset because they thought it was a legal formation. It's close. And I broke it down on the Patreon film. Like, the rule is, if you're the last man on the line of scrimmage, you are eligible. The second to last man on the line of scrimmage is covered up, can't go on routes. Well, on that play, Kyle Juszczyk was covering George Kittle. But it's close. It's so close. The rule is your helmet has to break the rear end, or the buttocks, if you will, of the center. It has nothing to do with how close you are to Kittle or your hands on line of scrimmage. No. Your helmet has to break the butt of the center. And it's something that's not called very often. And so, yeah, could it have been called on that one? It was close. It was really close. They could have, but it's something that's not called very much. And so just want to say thanks, Jeff. Really appreciate you, man. None your business. 49ers Jim Rome. I love it. I love it. Look at this. Two types of people in the world. He says, you have the players and the player haters. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up. I get the reference. Tom, Dallas scored 40 against Philly and only scored 12 against us. The matchups are always weird. Like, they did this to that team, we did that to this team. That's rough. Like, you could say, well, they beat the Bears barely. They only beat the Bears 25-20, but the Bears beat us, right? The 49ers. So that's rough. That's rough. Big Papa, we do want your notes, John. Well, at least I do. My notes are a mess, bro. I got way too much, and it's interesting. Now, one of the questions, Yatsik, I haven't seen him in the chat today. I know he's teaching, and he's an East Coast guy. He said, can you bring up the toughness of the schedule and kind of compare those between the 49ers and the Eagles? And it's easy to do that whenever you're looking at, let's just be honest, neither one of these two teams had a good schedule. Now, why? Okay, if you look at, to start the year, projected strength of schedule based off of last year's win-loss records, 49ers had the 5th toughest schedule based off of last year's win-loss record. Eagles had the 30th. Now, you go off of this year's win-loss records for the teams they actually played, they're dead last. Eagles are 32nd, 49ers are 30th or 31st, depending on the tie, whatever else. But out of 32 teams, not good. Now, why is that? Well, maybe it's because they have to play these two teams. Because these two teams are beyond physical. They're two of the most physical teams in the NFL. And so after you play a physical team, you are beat up, and you usually lose the following week. So much so, the 49ers never had one team, not once, win the following week after playing the 49ers. Not once all year. And perhaps the best team in the NFL, the Chiefs, AFC, whatever, best record, blah, 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 MVP, go on and on and on. They had a bye week after us, then went into overtime and barely won the following week. So they're the only kind of asterisk or caveat to that. But, again, there's other ways to look at it. These teams against playoff teams. The Eagles have played 7 playoff teams, including the playoffs this year. They had the bye week, right? The 49ers have played 8. What are their records? The Eagles, 6-1 versus playoff teams this year. 49ers, 7-1. So if you want to play the game, 49ers haven't played anybody. All right, cool. Who the hell has the Eagles played? And if you look at the teams the Eagles lost to, 49ers beat them all. What's the best win that the Eagles have? Vikings? No. Jags? No. Cowboys? Probably the Cowboys win. 26-17. That's probably their best win. Steelers? No. Packers? No. Giants? No. Cowboys, they lost to them. Saints, they lost to them. They beat the Giants twice in a row. Like, what's the signature win, right? If you go to the 49ers, what's our signature win? You go through the regular season, and not a lot there. You crushed Seattle early. Rams, they were trash. Lost to the Chiefs. Rams, they were trash. Chargers, that was a close game. Dolphins, blew them out of the water. Bucks, no. Seahawks on a short week there, maybe. Like, Dallas Cowboys, cool. So they're so similar. You cannot give one of them an advantage over the other whenever you're just talking about, I don't know. Like, there's not anything here. There's nothing here. There's nothing here to take from and say, oh, they got the clear advantage. You can't do it. Not in regards to the resume that they have built. Both these teams have destroyed teams on their schedule consistently. Niners struggled early. Eagles struggled late. That's it. That's all there is. Outside of that, I don't know what else it is. And so, yeah, I don't know. Sonia, she says, I think it's going to be a close game, but our second half adjustments are clutch. Coaching is the biggest advantage of this game. The biggest. Remember, we have Coach of the Year nominee, Assistant Coach of the Year nominee. Now, they have Nick Sirianni, who is Coach of the Year nominee as well. That dude, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I don't know if you ever seen a press conference with him. Anytime that camera's on him, it's just like, ooh, no. You look like the bad guy in a White Lotus season. I think like 10 people might get that reference. Like, you look like the bad character in a White Lotus season. That's what I think. This comes down to who wants it more, We are ready now for 6. I am, man. Yes, Josh, we are doing a watch party this game. We're going to be doing that virtual thing on the Jan app. I'll be including all that stuff later on this week and letting you guys know. We got the man. What's up, Steven? Steven is a great friend. And if you guys have been around for a while, when I first started recording a podcast, I had 3 podcasts going at once. I was doing the Niners. I was doing NFL Express with my buddy Charles, who I'm going to talk about in a second. And I was doing fantasy football with my man, Steven Spaccaratelli, right here. He is the best there is. Great dude. Shout out, Steven. Love seeing you, brother. Just great dude. Now, Charles in NFL Express, if you remember any of the draft content, Charles is the one that pushed me into starting this podcast. He's a diehard Philly guy. And so tomorrow, he's a school social worker. So he's getting off work. He works in Chicago. He's going to be live on the show. So tomorrow we're going to be doing a late show, 6 p.m. Mark your calendars. I should have the live show up already. So you click on it. Bad host job right there. But anyway, that's going to be there. So Steven, love you, brother. And Charles, man, you're going to get him tomorrow. Our crossover show. I'm so excited. Like, Charles is my best friend. And he is as passionate about his Eagles as I am at the 49ers. And so just excited about that. Oh, what's up, man? Yeah, Pratsad, like, this dude knows my references. The Blitz 2000, man. I freaking love that game. I loved that game. It was awesome. It was awesome. Now, what's up? We got a couple other contributions I want to recognize before we jump out of here. The recovery again. Thank you so much, man. He said, thanks for going live tonight, John. Needed event. That's what we're about, baby. That's what we're about. Oh, look at this. Robert, Drake Jackson runs a faster 40 than Jalen Hurts. 4.5 is faster than 4.59. And I do think Drake Jackson will be playing active this week. That's just me. Still looking. Oh, appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much. He said, what's up, Chapman? Oh, I know who this is. Kenzie's first home game was a success. We ran into Breezy Saturday at the party. She got spoiled, got her custom 13 that reads Kenzie in a 49ers faithful jersey, tailgated with Joe Lenore. Oh, my gosh. I freaking love Joe Lenore. And so what I always tell everybody, and I need to get a hold of him. He gave me his number, and I had too many texts, and I couldn't figure out which one it was, but whatever. Joe Lenore is amazing. People that bring everybody else together. And if somebody knows Joe, tag him in this, please, because what he has done. If you don't know who Joe Lenore is, he's the head of the Niner Empire. He has created all these chapters all over the United States, globally now, bringing people together. And so what I always say, when somebody, I get 15 to 20 messages every single week. John, where can I go hang out in New Orleans? John, I need a Niners bar in Atlanta. John, I send them always to his chapters and the chapter presidents because they're the boots on the ground. They got that. So glad you and Kinsey had a great time. Kinsey's incredible. Such a great kid. I still remember her dominating the trivia at the Rush Road Trip, which was just a blast. And so, yeah, that was awesome. So want to say thank you guys. Absolutely awesome time hanging out with y'all. We got a lot of content coming this week. So we've got Brian coming on Friday. The John and Wayne show is tomorrow at 1 p.m. Me and Charles tomorrow at 6 p.m. We got content coming your way. And I am so pumped because why not, right? 49ers in the NFC Championship. This is awesome, man. Enjoy this, guys. Don't let the national media negativity, disgraceful journalistic integrity wear you down. We know what we are, right? We know what this team is. Let them keep doubting. Remember how we couldn't beat Dallas? You remember? Remember how we couldn't beat Dallas? Victory is sweet, especially whenever nobody expects it. But we do, because we know what we got. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all as always. Until next time, stay strong, faithful.